Hey there everybody, Reed here, conductor at Orchestra Farm. Look at those blueberry plants. I just love their autumnal colors. After I'm done work today, I'm come down here and mow that back grassy area. See if I can't make it so it's not entirely soaking wet for next spring, as we attempt to maybe enlarge the scale of the growing space here. Redo the strawberry patch next year. It's an interesting thing, growing food, living with an ecosystem, listening to the subtle forces and the dynamic forces of nature that play out across a year's space and either work with us or sometimes work against us to our productivity and connection with the place. Here, these things are still doing their thing, which is pretty impressive. It's I guess it's about the 12th of October 2020, and part of the things that make it all function are people and working with them or not, or just all the varying dynamics. Check out this pawpaw. Oh, that's a happy pawpaw. They evidently like the marsh type things, so I'm hoping to pick up several extras this next year. We shall see. And as I think about people, I've been told a number of different times, to see over there in the distance, not as much, that people are the hardest part of any particular project. And I find myself thinking the same thing. And wondering, I really love and appreciate the social aspect that we've been trying to focus on here. And yeah, just questioning to myself, how is it working? We use a good amount of canary reedgrass here. Hey there, Kiwi. To do our mulching with. And, that's not free. And I'm sure if you were farming this year and you looked at the prices of lots of different things, you would see that a lot of things have gone up in price. Fertilizer, mulch grasses, to name a few. And because this farm environment has had a lot of different iterations to how it functions, and attempting to balance the books and people's connection to it, there's all kinds of different ponderances, and one of those ponderances is interrelated with my lovely wife has often been doing a bunch of the admin for this place, and she gave birth to a lovely little boy this year, and rightly took space away from that part of the project. And so I'm having to go back and look at the messages and notes and files and all that to see, like, how did it go on that end. And I'm not saying it's a complete failure, and I like to give different people different marks depending on the thing, and that definitely includes myself. Looking here first, noticing how I can do better, because if I'm not doing better, how can I expect anybody else to do better? Let's just be serious about it. Recognizing that, here in BC on Salt Spring Island, that it was a better than usual spring to summer transition. And with that, didn't quite get the, that's curious, there's a sunflower that was cut and dropped. Didn't quite get some of the harvest we were looking for. In fact, I'm a little concerned that the potato crop, that's strange, there's all these kales and on the ground rather than getting utilized. Anyway, but we can be a little bit impetuous sometimes when we're getting going with these things. I've heard it said on multiple occasions that talking to the old timers and getting their wisdom is a a great way to both start and propel yourself forward in a big way, because their memory is a lot deeper than ours. And so even encouraging people to take it easy on planting at the beginning of the year when you see other places that aren't in a frost pocket, that aren't essentially marshland, doing just fabulous. And then this place is a cold little nub that it might be actually the time to plant, even though it's not. So that's all curious. Mixed with, you know, I want to do some tilling this year. Different than what I normally do. But look how nice that looks. That's pretty decent. I'm questioning. I know I use like a big dog voice when I'm talking to big dogs. I don't want them to like get near me and bite me or whatever. I'm sure you have that voice too. That. Maybe I need to use that with people. So that way they recognize it's not time to whatever. Here's another area I tilled. It's a lot of canary grass. I'm really hoping these potatoes do their thing and I actually do get a bunch of potatoes. Squash patch over here, also tilled. Looking way better for weeds. Sure, no-till can work, but I think you got to be there a lot more than what I am. And it's good to just be honest about that. Because if you're not honest about the time commitment that you have for a project, it becomes unruly. And I've weed whacked a lot of that down at this point. But just look at that I didn't weed whack. Oh. I had to come over here and do a burn. And I'm wondering to myself, I'm thinking, how do I improve the human dynamics here at the farm? I'm waiting to see all of the pieces to that. Think clearly about it. How do you relate to the people at your place of growing? And especially if you're in a position where you're organizing them in some fashion. I'm curious to hear your comments below. Thanks for watching today. Appreciate the views and thanks for clicking that subscribe button there. You can check me out at bendingreeds.com. I got a book for sale over there. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bales of canary grass to go elsewhere. Anyway, with that, make sure you have too much fun today.